again to the Blue Heart Podcast. I am your host, Sisakelo Nzima. It's the Blue Heart Podcast brought to you by Natic. It's an exciting time to host you even in this episode and also reflecting on the episodes that we've done in the past. I hope and believe you have been part of them and following what we've been discussing as an organization, because we all seek to ensure that the people that we service and the information that we pass through the people, it reaches them and actually make an impact in their lives. Welcome to this exciting episode once again. I'm not alone. I've got guests in the studio that I will introduce shortly. But remember to like us, comment, and also become part of these conversations as we continue with so much insightful conversations. In the studio today, I have two gentlemen that I will ask them to introduce themselves. The exciting thing about them is that they are both social scientists. So again, it will be an insightful conversation that I'm looking forward to as they dissect the different issues that we're faced with as a society. Gentlemen, the other one needs no introduction once again. Gentlemen, please introduce yourselves to our viewers.
Thank you, sir. The name is Clement Dlamini, Pastor. Clement Dlamini.
Yeah, Pastor. Pastor Clary.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Zima. My name is Kenneth Makanya. I work for Natic. I'm a father, and a husband, and also a brother.
A brother. Yeah.
Brother.
Yeah. No, thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you also for your time and allowing and giving us time so that you become part of this exciting conversation. Today, I want us to look into a topic which is thorny in its nature, but I want us... thorny issues. You already know when you're on that stage that you are discussing thorny issues. I want us to look into the issue around co-parenting. I think over the years I've seen how much of a struggle that is and how much of uncertainty it brings, especially to the lives of children. I will start with you, Gos. The word itself, co-parenting, does it exist?
Oh yeah, it definitely does. It does, but I wouldn't want to go to on both the viewers on its roots and where it comes from.
Okay.
But yes, it's a common word actually that's being used of late. That speaks to parents that probably don't live together.
Mm-hmm.
And parenting either one or two children.
Okay.
It's a joint effort to parenting. Usually the child may be staying with one, and most of the time either it's usually the lady, the mother that stays with the child. So Mjida comes in to parent by remote.
How?
To parent. No, he comes into parents. I'm joking. People will take offense. No, they usually they visiting rights that are given to the child.
Okay.
To visit the father.
Okay.
Or in other instances, there are no visiting rights to the father, but the father must parent.
Kenneth,
it's a thorny issue.
It's a thorny issue. Kenneth, I want to put you in the spotlight with no offense. I know you as someone who actually at times play that role to your children. How much of a challenge that has been for you not able to pour yourself out to your children the way you actually want to?
Yeah, no, thank you very much, Director. It's actually a huge challenge.
Mm-hmm.
As you say, it's quite a funny issue, and it's challenging for someone to actually raise children remotely. As you say, you want to be with your kids all the time. You want to instill certain things to your kids, your values, your beliefs to your kids, and ensure that they are raised in a proper way. But then the demands of modern society require us maybe to be at work sometimes,
to
work in faraway places. So you have to use other remote mechanisms to actually parent your kids, such as the phone, talking over the phone, sending money, contacts, and MomoPay. It's challenging. It's quite challenging, and the absence of a father, it's quite a difficult thing for kids, because they do need the presence, the physical presence of the father, to actually demonstrate the things that you say, rather than saying things without really leaving the example that you're saying to your kids. So it's quite challenging. But then it has become a norm for me, because I've been doing it for many years. For over 20 years. I've never had an opportunity to actually spend extended time with my children. So for me, it's a normal thing.
For you gents who are actually saying and seeing no light in this, Kenneth is your guy. It's doable as long as you apply yourself to it. Of course. As the man of the cloth, from time to time you are faced with people that will come to you to say, I really want to spend time with my kids, but the mother doesn't want me to play part in it. Yes, we are co-parenting when it comes to the raising of our children, but then as a father, I feel I'm being robbed the opportunity to spend time with my children. What advice do you then give to those people?
That's a tough one. You know, I think I'm listening to what Kenneth was saying, saying he's done it for over 20 years. And but when he started by saying, I sent more e-wallets and whatnot. But that's only just a portion of parenting. In my book, that's just dealing with the economic aspect of raising your child. And we always say, not because it's Kenneth, but I'm just saying money doesn't raise children.
Of course.
But children are raised by a community. There must be some form of interaction. And for our children, or for every child, actually not for our children, for every child, for whoever is watching, children need money, but they need shelter. They also need safety. Not safety in the form of the house, but safety in the form that I am in an environment and I'm afraid. There's a noise outside. I know that my father is around, even though I've never seen him fight a criminal. But because there's a voice here that represents an authority in the house, I'm safe. Thirdly, there's also emotional safety. When I grow up, I've told this story probably, I'm not sure whether I've told it with you, but when I had my first wet dream, I had no one to talk to except for wake up in the morning and wash the sheets. And my mother saw me washing sheets on a school day and washing pajamas. She said, you are washing on a school day in the morning. What's going on? I couldn't have an answer because something happened to me which I didn't know about. If there was a father, I would have actually gone to say, this is what happened to me. What does it mean? My mother didn't say anything about it, by the way. But I know now that she knew, because I asked. She knew what had happened. But then, you see, those are the dynamics of parenting. So if we say we are co-parenting, but we only are just limiting co-parenting to provision of services, then that's not parenting.
I hear you so well, Goss. But I want
to answer that question. I want to answer. You know where's the food is? Yes.
Okay. Now you're going to the real answer. Now.
Yes.
Okay.
Now you asked what do I advise?
Yes.
Yes. See, I've always said to Bazalwane, even where I speak on these things of parenting, there's no one size fits all approach to co-parenting. But I always insist on one critical area of the parents getting a chance to interact with the kids.
when we're talking parents, remember we're talking about both of them.
Yes,
and equally so.
I'm talking about both of them. Well, I've come to understand that it can never be equal. So I always tell them it can never be equal.
Okay.
Because if my daughter or my son stays with their mother 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and they only, or maybe say 5 days a week, maybe they see me on a Friday, or on a Saturday and Sunday. Sunday they must go back to mom because maybe the school is actually close to where mother is.
Okay.
So I only get to spend a day and a half.
Okay.
So it's never equal. But then it is the quality of time that you spend with the children that matters. It can be a day and a half, but you can make it quality time.
Okay.
So that's where people then struggle. A mother can be there, or the father can spend 5 days with them, but there will be no quality. He or she will be coming wake up in the morning, going to work, coming back, sleeping, coming back. But me, when I get the chance to meet you on the 1 day and a half, I'm not at work, I'm at home. I dedicate my time with you.
Yeah.
But then the problem becomes, we may not have a relationship.
That's where I want to go. Yeah.
We may not have a relationship as much as I have with the one that spends more time with
Exactly.
you. So every time you meet, you then negotiate. First, kufuna lo mntu atowe kuqala njengenkukhu lebe sefrijini ungakayipheki, and then the cold must come out. When they are just starting to warm up, they have to go.
So I hold it right there, because Kenneth, for you, how much you have actually worked in terms of navigating around that space? Because Umfundisi is raising a point to say it can be one is spending 5 days with them and the other is spending 2 or 1.5 days. Then how do then navigate around that space to ensure that your values are still instilled in these children? They still regard you as their father. I know at times you may find that the relationship between you and their mother, it's no longer a healthy one. But nonetheless, both of you need to present yourselves as parents to these children. So how do we navigate around that space?
Thank you very much, Director. I think you are touching on a very important dimension, the relationship between me and the mother of the kids. I think that also plays quite a major role in terms of you having access to your kids and you instilling the right beliefs and values to your kids, because usually when there's a breakup, tensions are quite high.
True.
Quite a lot of toxic emotions that are involved. So first and foremost, you have to negotiate that, try and find common ground with the mom, so that access could be easy to the kids. But I'm lucky that I do have free access to the kids at any time. And each time I have access, I need to make sure that I do spend quality time with them. Quality time could take many forms. Make them feel your presence. Excite all their senses. Their sense of smell. There should be something nice to eat. Their sense of hearing. Say those nice words to them. Taste and all that. So I try as much as possible to actually be there when I find the time to actually spend time with them. And ensure that they feel my presence. Yes, the time is short-lived because sometimes it's just a weekend, maybe just Saturday and part of Sunday. But then we spend quite a lot of time during school holidays. I ensure that maybe I take 1 or 2 weeks annual leave just to spend time with them and ensure that we bond as much as possible. It is possible because we do have quite a close relationship with them. I actually have a 26-year-old daughter that I've raised through these remote methods. And we have quite a close relationship. We speak almost every day. She's now an adult. She's in wage employment, but we speak every day. We have quite a tight bond together. So there's no warming up when we meet. Yeah, so it is quite a difficult space to navigate, but then it's possible. It's doable.
Yeah. No, thank you actually for sharing that, because I think someone who is watching us as a father who is single-handedly raising the children or co-parenting for that sort is actually finding difficult in terms of navigating around that space. So I also wanted to find out from you, Kenneth, was there a time when you felt now the resistance that you are seeing from your children is as a result of words that have been said to counter what you have actually deposited?
It actually happens all the time. It happens all the time. As I said earlier, that when you break up, tensions are usually high.
Yeah.
And there's nothing good to say about the other partner.
Yeah.
Because I'm also a guilty party.
Yes.
I also do say things, horrible things about their moms. And I know they say things. And you can even sense that something bad has been said about me to the kid. It's not a good thing. I wish we could stop it and stop maybe using the kids to fight our battles, because most of the time we do that. If you want to punish the former partner, you use the child to actually do the punishment. For the moms, usually it's depriving you of access to the child. It's saying horrible things about you, about being a bad father and a male. And for the males, is actually withholding support in terms of just because we are not in good terms with the mom. So usually we use the kids to actually fight our battles, which is not a good thing for them. And they inherit some of the behavior and the words that we say, and they do it in the future because they've been socialized to actually believe that if you've broken up, you have nothing good to say about your ex-partner.
But thank you so much, Kenneth. Because as a marriage counselor, I think at some point there have been issues of this nature that have come to your attention to say someone is coming to complain that I really want to spend time with my kids and I really want to raise them, even though we're no longer together with their mother, but I also need to have access to my children so that I instill the right values to them. But then we may hear words like the mother is saying horrible things about me and assassinating my character to these kids. So for that reason now I can see and I sense the resistance that I'm getting from the children is coming directly from their mother or their father, if it's the mother.
Thanks for the question. I think one thing that I actually, as Kenneth is actually speaking, I'm thinking to myself, when someone says this character assassination, is it an actual assassination which has no bearings, like this, so something that you've done, or is it you are laughing, or is it actually something that happened that maybe you would have loved not to be shared to the children?
Yes,
because I think that's where we need to, because integrity for whatever partner is being able to own up to mistakes. I heard him say that the mistakes that I've made is owning up to the mistakes that you've done, rather than being defensive and saying that person is saying things about you which are untrue. Because we need to clear that. There are things that someone will say about you which are true about you, which as a man of integrity and accountability to the child who is now grown enough to understand, speak the truth.
But then
to the child.
but then when do we speak that, or when do you say it?
You see, I like the fact that something like I had said 1.5 days because I was thinking of weekends. Then he raised an issue of holidays and vacations, school days. Unfortunately for the one who's grown up, you don't need school days. She can visit anytime she wants. And then you can meet and clear things. You see, when we watch movies, we always think Hollywood, Bollywood, and Nollywood are great, but they create scenarios. Where a parent will then own up to mistakes on their deathbed.
Yes.
For me, that is that you've wasted years of not being honest with this child. That this is actually what happened.
Okay.
You see, because when someone creates lies about you or maliciously says and uses the child as a weapon, and the child is not sure what is it that is true, when they come to you, you don't come out to say, no, actually, this is not true. This is what happened.
Okay.
You see, children are like a sponge. They absorb things.
Yeah.
And they absorb things also not based on whether you are speaking. There's a word I'm looking for. They absorb. They can actually even sense untruthfulness. That's where I want to go.
Okay.
You know.
Let me interrupt you.
Yes.
Usually, the kids don't say. Normally, they don't report to you.
But you can see.
But you can see, you can sense, you can hear their unspoken words. Through their non-verbal cues, through their body language, that something horrible has been said about them. And they don't reveal those things.
And I thank you for the interjection. You are helping me because I was going somewhere with that to say, my son was writing a message to me on Father's Day. He said something very profound. I still have the card. He said, even when I don't say how I feel, you have a way of prying that thing out of me because you can see I'm not in the right space.
Okay.
So fathers or mothers must learn the art. We call it in social work establishing rapport. Can I trust you with my chest? Can I trust you with something I heard about you that when I tell you won't take it back to mother that I said it?
Okay.
Because the fear is that if I raise it with you, you may use it now also as a weapon.
Exactly.
To hit back on the other. And then the child is in between. For some of these things, when you give them the space of trust, they say it, you address it, you close it.
Okay.
But if they say it, you hear it, you pick up the phone and fight. And use the what they told you, then the child will never trust you with their chest. Certain things allow the child, because they trust you, give them the eye connection, contact, because you can see when you work with clients, you can see body language, non-verbal cues. So tap into those. You may not need to shape the person to tell you the truth, but find a way for them to eventually then state that no, there's something that mom said about this and it really struck me. Is it true? Then you sit down and explain to the child. In that way, you close the chapter.
Okay.
I've spoken about it. I'm not going to use it further. I'm not going to explore it because you are going to also kill the trust. If that what they share with you, you now use it as a weapon to keep on fighting. Because children would rather, when you co-parent, that you guys live in peace. That's what they would want to see.
Yeah. Gentlemen, let's pause it there right now as we go for a break. We shall be back. The podcast, the Blue Heart Podcast, we shall be back. Stay tuned.
When I grew up, I felt sometimes I would feel like I would pass number 1 in school. I was always the best student. Guys would be passing number 35. They'd come back with new sneakers. And I'm like, but got sneakers. What person did you get 35?
So
your father bought you sneakers for 35.
I
went to my mother, I bought for you, didn't buy me anything. And she would look at me and say, Funzela mini. Funzela mini.